Happy Sabbath, happy Sabbath, happy Sabbath to the 12 tribes scattered across Most High's great earth. Hope you guys have had a good Sabbath. Hope you guys have had a amazing unleavened bread if you celebrated it this week. Not no Easter or whatever they're going to be celebrating tomorrow. Holy Week is what they calling it and everything like that. Like, nah, bruh. Get out of here with that nonsense. We do the Most High's feast days around this bad boy. But anyways, family, we going to get straight to it, man. We're doing Genesis 49, a powerful chapter, family, about who we are. This lineage, this identity that Jacob is going to prophesy to his sons, which will then be a blueprint for how we, as the descendants of these 12 boys, are like in these 12, in these last days that we are in right now, family. You're going to see. I'm going to bring it to 2025. I'm going to show you that all these characteristics, we are going through them right now as we speak, family. This ain't an ancient bedtime story. This is about us. And it always been about us. So without further ado, we're going to go straight to Genesis 49, read verse 1. And it says, And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Now, family, this ain't no bedtime story. This is the patriarch of the black Israelites calling all 12 sons, the heads of our nation, to receive a divine download from the Most High. Not their past, but their future. This is a prophetic briefing for the last generation. Today, these are the 12 tribes of black Israel scattered across the globe under false names: African Americans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Brazilians, Nigerians, Dominicans, Afro-Colombians, Afro-Mexicans, and more. You ain't black. You ain't Caribbean. You're a son of Jacob, and this prophecy is about you. So when he says to gather yourselves together, family, this is the spirit of this command. It's not casual. It is military. It's tribal. It's a spiritual roll call. Jacob saying, stop being divided. Stop being confused. Stop living like heathens. Come together so I can tell you who you really are and what's coming. Today, our people are scattered, divided by language, location, and lies. We're in religions that don't belong to us. Christianity, Islam, Egyptology. While our real identity is written in our blood and bones, Yah is still saying, gather, not under camps or denominations, but under truth. Jacob says that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Let that sink in, family. Jacob saw the last days. This is end time prophecy, not ancient history. The curses, the slavery, the oppression, the prison system, the gentrification, the broken families. This was all foretold in Genesis 49. This chapter isn't optional, family. It's the roadmap for black Israel's affliction and awakening. Christianity told you Genesis is just allegory. False. This chapter destroys their doctrine. It proves the tribes exist today and their prophetic destinies. It proves our plight is divine judgment, not random poverty, as they would tell us. It proves the Bible is a black book written about us, for us, to us. If you're a so-called black man or woman listening to me right now, you need to open your ears. Jacob's talking to you. Your identity, your future, your deliverance is all tied to knowing which tribe you come from and walking in covenant. No more calling yourself African American. That's not what Jacob named you. Wake up. So he repeats himself in the next verse. Gather yourselves together and hear ye, sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel, your father. Why did he repeat himself? Because our people don't listen the first time, yes? Stiff-necked, distracted, scattered mentally, physically, spiritually. So he says it again, because unity is the key to prophecy being fulfilled. You can't receive a tribal word if you're acting like a Gentile. We still scattered today across church pews, YouTube doctrines, Pan-African confusion, and social media clout chasing. Meanwhile, Jacob, your black forefather, is calling for tribal gathering. Not by skin color, but by bloodline and obedience. You ain't Egyptian. You ain't Canaanite. You a son of Jacob, period. And hear, ye sons of Jacob. This ain't a conversation, it's a command. Hear in Hebrew, that's shama. To listen and obey. Not hear and ignore. Not hear and go to brunch. The black man is being told, open your ears, Negro. Your history, your spiritual discernment. These ain't bedtime blessings, family. These are prophetic outcomes we finna get into. Hearken unto Israel your father. Notice he says Israel, not just Jacob. This is the covenant man, not just a biological one here. Jacob was the man. Israel is the name Yah gave him when he wrestled with the angel. Meaning this ain't just daddy talking. This is the mouthpiece of the Most High Yah. This is divine prophecy through a transformed vessel. These Christians out there, they act like the Old Testament is done away with. But here you have end-time prophecy spoken directly to the tribes. Christian pastors ain't telling you this because they don't know who the tribes are. They think this is a Jewish history book. Not a chance. This is the future of Negro Israel. That's you, black man, black woman today. Going by all kind of different names and titles. Under all these curses. That's you. That's who this chapter is talking to. So you better hearken now or suffer later. These verses aren't optional reading. They warnings. This is Yah speaking to Israel. And the ones who ignore this call will be left outside the gate when Yahushua gathers the remnant. Ain't no room for ignorance in the kingdom, family. Study your tribe. Wake up. Unite. But here's the thing, family. We don't know what tribe you're from. We don't know that. But the Most High put a blueprint for all these different tribes to show you what we as black people going through right now. So let's get into it, right? Verse 3. It's time to address Reuben here. The firstborn. The one who should have led black Israel. But what happened? Let's dissect this bad boy. Verse 3. Reuben, thou art my firstborn. My might. In the beginning of my strength. The excellency of dignity. And the excellency of power. So in ancient culture, family, the firstborn was the heir. The one to receive the birthright, leadership, and double portion. That's what it's about. He was supposed to receive the double portion. Reuben had position. Yes, he had legacy. But position means nothing when the character is crooked. Check it. 1 Chronicles 5:1. Let's see what happened to Reuben. Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel. For he was the firstborn, before as much as he defiled his father's bed. His birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel. And the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright. So he lost the inheritance. Why? Because he violated the sacred. That's deeper than just sleeping with Bilhah family. He crossed covenant lines. That's what a lot of our people do today. They're first in opportunity, last in obedience. So Jacob calls him my might in the beginning of my strength. Why? Because Reuben represented Jacob's strength, the proof of his manhood. But strength alone don't qualify you for leadership, family. It takes obedience to carry the covenant forward. This shows you just being a black Israelite don't make you righteous. You can be chosen and still get rejected if you rebel. Check out what your boy Paul says in Romans 9:6. For they are not all Israel which are of Israel. You might be born in the bloodline, but if you act outside the covenant, Yah will pass you by. Whole lot of our people going through this right now. They're getting passed right on over. They think all they need to do is say, hey, I'm an Israelite, and that's about it. There's more to this than just your identity. There's the spirit as well. So Jacob continues, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power. He had potential for glory. Reuben did. A regal aura, authority built into him, but it was wasted. That's the tragedy. Just like many of our brothers today, kings walking like criminals, princes living like peasants, because dignity without discipline is delusion. Ecclesiastes 10:7 explains this. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. That's the condition of Reuben's descendants today, or the blueprint for our people today. Original rulers now stuck in servitude and confusion. So Christianity teaches we're all heirs to Christ, yes? But that's false. The heirship was tribal. Reuben lost his, and it went to Joseph's son, Ephraim and Manasseh. Ain't no generic salvation in this book, family. The inheritance passes through covenant obedience, not church attendance, as these pastors tell you. Y'all don't do participation trophies. You might be Reuben, gifted, strong, first in your family, but if you don't discipline your flesh, you will forfeit your inheritance, just like your forefather. Our people got strength, but no structure. That's why Yah is raising up a remnant, not based on birth order, family, but righteousness. Does it make sense? So verse 4, the judgment hits on Reuben. The prophecy goes from potential to punishment. So let's see what it says. Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch. Unstable as water. Water adapts to whatever container it's in, family, if you didn't know that. It has no form unless guided. That's Reuben. Full of power, but no self-control. Emotion-driven, lust-driven. A man who has strength, but no spine. As James tells us in verse 1 and 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. The book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 9 also says, winnow not with every wind, and go not into every way, for so doth the sinner that hath a double tongue. This is black men today with Reuben's spirit. Emotionally reactive. You see them. Those gang members. Stepping on people's toes in the club. They want to go shoot the nigga up. Spiritually inconsistent. Tossed by every doctrine. Going through every damn thing. Islam, Muslim. They everywhere. Lusting after every woman. You see them. You see them. A lot of these camps got these niggas. Got this Reuben spirit. They lusting after these other nations' women. Want to put them into 12 tribes with this nonsense. Weak under pressure. How many black men y'all see that? Strong in body, weak in will. That's us. Jacob says, thou shalt not excel. That's not a maybe. That's a verdict. You had greatness waiting, but because you defiled the sacred, you forfeited favor. You will not rise. That's heavy, family. Our people want success without the sanctification. Reuben had talent, but no integrity. Just as Hosea tells us in Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. No obedience, no legacy. Reuben had the tools, but used them to build rebellion. So Jacob said, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed. This act was deeper than sex, family. It was a symbolic usurpation. Usurpation. Reuben had tried to take Jacob's place by laying with his concubine Bilhah. That's what that meant, family. He was trying to take over Jacob's place. That's like a son trying to become the head by rebellion. Yah don't honor that spirit, as it tells us in Deuteronomy 27:20. Cursed be he that lieth with his father's wife, because he uncovereth his father's skirt. You curse yourself when you touch what's forbidden. You destroy your destiny for one moment of pleasure. That's the condition of many of our people today. Sabotaging generational blessings through sexual sin and dishonor. Jacob says he went up to my couch. This part is personal. Jacob doesn't speak in abstract. He makes it intimate. He defiled me. Sin ain't just doing wrong, family. It's betrayal of trust. Reuben didn't just break the law. He broke the heart of the patriarch. Christianity says all sins are equal and God forgives everything. That's a motherfucking lie. This sin cost Reuben his legacy. Not only did Yah not forget it, Jacob carried that wound to his deathbed. Don't let grace doctrine make you think Yah's memory is short, people. He remembers covenant violations, especially ones that serious. Look at Reuben's spirit today. Scattered throughout the Caribbean and parts of North America, Central America. All of these people. Full of charisma, potential, rhythm. We know the dance, don't we? Passion, but bound in instability. Crime, fatherlessness, sexual sin. No generational progress. That ain't just society, family. It's prophecy. So if you see Reuben in you, unstable, undisciplined, destructive, repent. This prophecy ain't written to mock you. It's written to warn you. You can't rise as a king until you crucify that lust, black man, black woman. But especially you, black man. Y'all some horny motherfuckers today. Y'all don't promote rebels. So clean it up or you stay cursed. That is the warning. So don't be Reuben. Be righteous, be restored. You were born to lead, Israel. But if your loins rule you, you'll never wear the crown. Yah's looking for obedience, not excuses. So kill the lust so you can keep the legacy. So let's keep it going to these next two boys here. Simeon and Levi are brethren. 5-7. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly. Mine honor, be not thou united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dig down a well. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. Family, this is the spirit of rage and vengeance within our tribes. These brothers had power, but no restraint, and their curse still echoes in the sons of black Israel today. Let me show you. So Jacob told them, instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. They moved as one, but moved in violence. These two rode together, blood brothers and blood shed. The instruments of cruelty here refer to their weapons and the rage they carried. These weren't regular tools. This was organized vengeance. Let's go see what they did back in Genesis 34 and 25. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, the two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males. They killed every man in Shechem because one man raped their sister Dinah. Was the anger righteous? Yes. But the execution was lawless. How do we know this? Let's go see what Solomon say about that. Proverbs 14 and 17. And it reads, he that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. Simeon and Levi didn't move with Torah. They moved with emotion. That's the curse. Emotion without order turns into generational destruction. So Jacob rejects their way by saying, oh my soul, come not thou into their secret. Y'all ain't in that. Jacob says, I don't want no part of that mindset. He sees what they did and says, that ain't honor. That ain't covenant. This is the Most High separating righteousness from rage, family. Just because you're Israel don't mean Yah is co-signing your spirit. Look what it says in Psalm 37 and 8. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. We got brothers today still moving like Simeon and Levi. Gang ties, street vengeance, retaliation culture. Always ready to kill, never ready to build. That's a curse, family, not courage. Understand this. Jacob continued, for in the anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they digged down a wall. These flesh-led decisions destroyed the structure. They didn't just kill, they tore down protection. Dig down a well means they dismantled boundaries, destroyed safety, wrecked order. As Solomon tells us again in Proverbs 25 and 28, he that has no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. This is emotional rage, family, that leads to generational ruin. How many black families today are broken because one brother couldn't control his temple? I can raise my hand for that one. Not me specifically. Okay, well, not all the time. I did have a temper. But not as much as I see with all these other crazy people out there. I saw in school, my friends, ready to fight over the smallest thing. But this is how it goes, family. Jacob continues, cursed be their anger. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. So Yah cursed not the men, but their anger. That means this ain't just about them. It's about the spirit they moved in. Look what Paul says. He goes on about this in Galatians 5 and 20. Idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies. That they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. So what was the judgment? Division, scattering. Simeon got absorbed into Judah's territory with no strong presence. If we go to Joshua 19 and 1, we see that. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the family of Simeon, according to their families, and their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. You see, the Most High said he's going to split them up, scatter them into the tribes, right? That's what he did for Simeon. And Levi, as we know, got scattered throughout Israel with no inheritance. Numbers 18 and 20. And the Lord spake unto Aaron, thou shalt have no inheritance in their land, neither shalt thou have any part among them. I am thy part and thine inheritance among the children of Israel. Because Yah couldn't trust them with concentrated power. See, all this came true, family. Look at today. Gang wars, street violence, black on black crime, retaliation killings, internet beef turned real world bloodshed. That's Simeon and Levi's spirit. Anger with no accountability. Vengeance with no vision. It looks like strength, but it's a curse playing out. So these 3 verses is a prophetic profile of uncontrolled wrath that is within black Israel. Violent equals cursed. Revenge driven, divided. No inheritance, no legacy. But Levi later repented in Exodus 32:26. Let's go read it and see what happens. 32:26. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, "Who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me." And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. And when they did that, they were chosen to serve in the priesthood. So you can redeem your tribe by cutting off the curse and aligning with the covenant. But the rage, the self-will, that gotta die. So put down the sword and pick up the law, black man, black woman. You ain't built to die on street corners or feed prison beds. Yah's calling you from Levi's curse to Levi's calling. But you can't lead until you repent for the wrath that you have within you. So let's keep it moving, family. This is deep stuff, man. I hope you guys are understanding this. We seeing all this today. So verse 8, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren thou shalt praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. This is the prophecy of Judah, the tribe of rulership, the tribe of Yahushua, the lion. This verse is not about singing in church. It's about dominion. So let's get in it. So Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. The head tribe, the leader of black Israel. Judah means Yah be praised. But this praise isn't about clapping hands, family. It's about honor through leadership. The other tribes would recognize Judah's authority. This ain't favoritism. This is ordained structure. Check it out. Psalm 78 and 68. But chose the tribe of Judah, the Mount Zion, which he loved. Zechariah 10 and 3. Mine anger was kindled against the shepherds, and I punished the goats. For the Lord of hosts hath visited his flock, the house of Judah, and hath made them as his goodly horse in the battle. So Judah leads the charge. Judah wakes up first. That's what it's about. So you got that spirit. We waking up right now in that spirit right now. So he wasn't the oldest, but he was chosen. Chosen to lead, to carry the scepter, to speak for the people. This is a prophetic marker. Who among black Israel is rising first in truth, repentance, boldness, and righteous example? They first in persecution, first in judgment, first in awakening. The praise and applause, it's acknowledgement. These brothers are leading the charge. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. This is power to strike Babylon at the root. This ain't metaphorical. This is war language. Judah's hand is prophesied to grip the neck, the lifeline of the enemies of Yah. Not by carnal means, but through truth, law, testimony, and fearlessness. Check it out, Micah 5 and 8. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a what? Lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both tread it down and tear it in pieces, and none can deliver. When Judah rises in truth, family, the nations tremble. That's why you see these people trying to suppress this awakening that's going on right now. Judah rising. That's why media, religion, and politics do everything they can to suppress this truthful, fearless, law-keeping black man. Because that's Judah putting pressure on the system. That's why they're trying to silence you, black man, when you tell the truth. That the Most High only about Israel only. The Most High ain't about all the nations. Salvation only for us. That's them. And they try to silence you. That's this happening right now. Judah rising. So Jacob continues, thy father's children shall bow down before thee. This is recognition of judgment, leadership, and order. This ain't vanity. It's this divine structure. Yah operates in rank. Just like David ruled over all Israel, and Yahushua will return and do the same. Judah's role is to restore righteous headship in the house. We see this in Isaiah 11, 12, and 13. Where it says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. When the true sons of Judah walk in the law, in spirit, the rest of Israel sees it and follows suit, not to worship them, but to align with the divine order from Yah himself. That's why you see this when we on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever we at, on the street corners, wherever, pronouncing this. The other tribes see and they follow suit. Look around though, family. Who's been awakened to first to Torah, covenant, and prophecy? Who's standing on street corners, not with gimmicks, but with boldness in scripture? Who gets silenced when they speak truth about law, lineage, and legacy? That lion spirit is rising. And it ain't about skin tone, family. It's about obedience under pressure. So this verse 8 is a mantle, not a nationality. It's a prophecy of righteous headship inside the house of black Israel. This ain't about American identity. This ain't about entertainment or numbers. This ain't about camp doctrine. This is about those among us with the spirit of Judah, bold, lawful, fearless, leading the elect in righteousness. So if the hand of truth is rising in you, if the nations hate you for righteousness, if your own brothers start to respect the fire you carry, you might be walking in Judah's prophecy. Don't chase the praise though. Chase order. Because Yah is raising leaders, not celebrities. If you carry Judah's weight, wear it with fear and trembling. So verse 9 here, Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey, my son. Thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? So this is the lion prophecy right here, family. The rise of the warrior king lion among us. This ain't poetic fluff. This is Yah marking who the real threat to the nations will be when he raises his people. So Judah is a lion's whelp, yes. Born to rule, born to war. A whelp is a young lion. Meaning Judah is born with potential, power, and royal blood. Not a full-grown king yet, but destined to become one. This verse is speaking to the emergence of rulership inside the sons of Israel. Revelation 5:5 shows you this. And one of the elders said unto me, weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the seven seals thereof. This is the same Lion Yahushua came through. Judah's seed is where the authority of heaven touches earth. That's why Babylon targets our brothers young, to stop the lion from maturing. Psalm 82, 6 and 7. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. They kill the lion before he roars. They fear the lion before he wakes. That's why they're trying to shut this truth down, family. Because they know when this spirit is woken, it's going to tear their ass up. That's why these heathens are doing their best to mock you, gaslight you, into calling you crazy, part of a cult, all this, because they know what happens when you fully wake up. Game over. So Jacob continues, from the prey, my son, thou art going up. Coming out of captivity with power is what he's saying. Judah was once prey, hunted, enslaved, broken. But now he's going up, rising. It's that future. This is resurrection. This is escape. This is spiritual ascension. Obadiah 1:21. And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. The lion is no longer hunted, family. This is the future. This is what we're going to right now. He becomes the hunter. This is what's happening right now with the rise of law-keeping, truth-speaking, fearless black men who ain't afraid to say we are Israel and Babylon is about to fall, such as myself, such as many other brothers out there I've seen on YouTube slicing these crackers up, slicing these Asians up, slicing these so-called Hispanics up, slicing these Africans up, slicing these so-called Middle Eastern, whatever you want to call them, Arabs up. Slicing these Hindus and Native Americans, we slicing it all up. No fear. Jacob says he stooped down. He couched as a lion and as an old lion, ready to strike, but restrained for now. That's what we're doing right now. A lion couching means it's crouched, watching, waiting, called power. Judah's power isn't being thrown around recklessly. It's being stored for Yah's appointed time. Even as an old lion, he ain't weak. He's seasoned, strategic, deadly. Hosea 5:14, look at this. For I will be unto Ephraim as a lion, and as a young lion to the house of Judah. Even I will tear and go away. I will take away and none shall rescue him. That's the Most High moving with lion-like judgment. And Judah mirrors that same spirit. When Judah roars, it ain't personal, family. It's prophetic, as we seen what's going on. Who shall rouse him up? Nobody can stop him when Yah sets him off. This is the terror for the nations. When Judah's spirit is awakened, who can stop him? Not Rome, not politics, not religion, not media, not doctrines, absolutely nothing. That's why they try to keep you asleep, black man. Because once you stand up, game over. Isaiah 42:13, check it. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. But we keep it going. Joel 3:9-11. Proclaim ye among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares and the swords, and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. When Yah rouses Judah, family, ain't for debate. No room for it. It's for dominion. So who are the feared? Who are the most feared when they're unified, family? Who are the most silenced when they speak truth? Who are watched by governments, censored on platforms, imitated in culture? Those carrying Judah's lion spirit. These are black folk, family. Ain't no other people like this. That's us. The ones waking up. The ones saying no more to the chains of religion, identity theft, and softness. Especially softness. Too much charming Negroes out there. No fire in them. Bunch of bitches. Yeah, I'm calling you out. What you gonna do? So this 9th verse is the warning to the world and to the call to the lion inside the elect. Not every Israelite is Judah, but Judah's rise is prophetic. This ain't about ego, family. This is destiny. The lion is crouched. The lion is watching. The lion is coming. If you feel the fire to speak, lead, fight, and restore, this word is for you. Judah ain't waiting for approval. He's waiting for Yah's signal. And when the lion roars, the earth will shake. So black Israel, the lion is you. If Yah rouses you, don't go back to sleep. You weren't made for church pews and record deals. You were made for rulership, judgment, and righteousness. Don't pet the lion. Become him. So verse 10 here, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. This is royalty, family. This is government. This is the prophecy of dominion. This ain't no fairy tale about peace. This is about the tribe that will rule until the end. So the scepter shall not depart from Judah, huh? That's the right to rule stays in this lineage. The scepter is a symbol of kingship, authority to govern. And Yah is saying Judah holds that power until the kingdom comes. It doesn't pass to Christianity. It doesn't pass to Rome. It damn sure doesn't pass to the heathens. Judah is a king tribe, period. 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 Look at what it says, Psalm 60 and 7. Gilead is mine, and Manasseh is mine. Ephraim also is the strength of mine head. Judah is my lawgiver. Don't stop there. 1 Kings 2:45. And King Solomon shall be blessed, and the throne of David shall be established before the Lord forever. The world doesn't want Judah to know this. That's why they gave us entertainers instead of rulers. But the truth is, black Israel still holds the right to reign, and that authority is about to be reactivated. So no lawgiver from between his feet. That means Judah carries the law, the government, the order. Between his feet refers to the descendants. That means Judah's seed line keeps the instruction going. This is generational rulership, law-based, not lawless. This is why the nations push lawlessness, so Judah never walks in his birthright. That's why they pushing all this confusion in our community, family. This is why. You ever ask that question, why they do this? I'm telling you why, because nobody else doing it. They'll tell you every other question. Who, what, when, where, how? But they never ask the question, why? Isaiah 2. Isaiah 2 and 3. Check this. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of Jacob, God of Jacob. And he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Yah's government is Torah. Judah's job is to administer it. Not just preach it, enforce it. This is about the rebirth of righteous rulership. Not this crap they got going on today. Not emotional religion. So we're doing this until Shiloh comes. This holds until the anointed one returns. Shiloh refers to the peace bringer, the one who unites the tribes under divine rule. That's not a church leader, family. That's not a modern politician. That's Yahushua, the one chosen to reign through Judah's line. Ezekiel 21. and 27. I will overturn it, and it shall be no more until he come, whose right it is, and I will give it to him. That's the scepter being held in check for the return of the rightful king. Until then, the leadership stays in Judah. And those rising in righteousness today are forerunners of that kingdom. And unto this man, unto him shall the gathering of the people be. The awakened tribes will unite under this rule. What rule we talking about, man? The people here is Israel. Not the nations, not the world. This is the regathering of the scattered tribes under divine government. No more democracy. No more colonized doctrine. This is about black Israelites uniting under law, prophecy, and kingly order. Jeremiah 23 and 5 tells us this right here. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. You want to know what time we're in right now, family? We're in the prelude. The lion is rising. The scepter is being remembered. The lawgivers are waking up. You feel the urge to build righteous systems? That's the scepter. You're driven to teach law, set order, and restore family? That's the lawgiver spirit. You know deep down this world system ain't for us, and something greater is coming. That's the Shiloh countdown. This ain't a fairy tale. This is transition to the kingdom. And Judah is holding the line until the king returns. So this verse is the blueprint for Israel's final government. Not Christian rulership, not democracy, not diversity, not inclusion. It's law through Judah. It's rulership through Yah's chosen. It's gathering through the rightful king, Yahushua HaMashiach. If you feel the call to rule righteously, to teach law, to unite the tribes, you are feeling the scepter. Don't waste that fire on debates and platforms. Build, lead, enforce. Prepare the people, because Shiloh is coming, and he's gathering a kingdom, not a congregation. Hallelujah. Let's move on. Verse 11 here. Binding his foal unto the vine, and his ass's coat unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. This is prophecy, family, of royalty, abundance, and judgment. This ain't a peaceful king on a donkey. This is a righteous conqueror dripping in power. Every image here speaks to what's coming for the remnant. Every one. So binding his foal unto the vine, control over land and resources. This isn't about animals. It's about owning so much that things others protect with their life become common to you. Joel 2 and 24. And the floors shall be full of wheat, and the fats shall overflow with wine and oil. Black men and women right now waking up to the truth are buying farmland, starting gardens, forming communities, cutting out grocery chains, and feeding themselves. It's happening in Georgia, Texas, Ghana, the Caribbean. They putting value back into their hands. Nobody taught them this. It's in their bloodline. And so in his ass's coat unto the choice vine. Access to what? The highest quality with no limitations. The choice vine is top tier. expensive. But in this prophecy, even the best is so common. Animals get tied to it, family. We gonna be rich. Abundance everywhere. We ain't gonna want for nothing. Isaiah 61:6 tells you this. Heathen, listen up. But ye shall be named the priests of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of God, of our God. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. So black Israelite owned businesses right now popping up that ain't selling low quality knockoffs. They creating luxury garments, wine labels, healing herbs, and real estate. Truth music with no labels. Education without degrees. Their standard is rising. And they ain't begging no nation to approve it. He washes garments in wine, clothed in abundance, and ready for war. Wine is not water. You don't wash clothes in wine unless you've got it in surplus. But prophetically, it's judgment too. Wine equals blood. He's been through battle and blessing. Skip over to Isaiah 63:3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. True teachers today getting fired, censored, banned, but still speaking. They're losing jobs, but gaining purpose. Their garments are stained with backlash, blocked opportunities, family drama, but they keep walking. That's the wine. That's the cost of walking in prophecy, family. I told you, I'm bringing it all in towards today, family. We leading. It's coming to this. This was happening right now. And it's clothes in the blood of grapes. Direct consequences for the oppressors here. This is the result of pressing the wicked like grapes. That blood on the garments ain't symbolic. It's real power crushing systems. Obadiah 1:18 tells us, in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau a stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall be none remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. You see politicians now panicking over Hebrew movements. School boards banning historical truth. You see it with that critical race theory. Social media platforms silencing law-keeping Israelites. Y'all ever been blocked? Been banned? I have. Been kicked out of discussion groups because you bringing that truth? Why are they doing this, family? Because truth is pressing them. Their systems are leaking. Their lies are spilling. They're feeling the blood come out the grapes. And they are scared, family. Scared. So verse 11 is not imagery. It's in motion right now. Black Israelites ain't tied to slave wages no more. They're not waiting for white approval. They're not dressing in rags or preaching with handouts. They're acquiring land, creating wealth, and standing in judgment. They're enduring backlash, being stained with controversy, but still clean before the Most High Yah. They walk in proof that Judah's rise ain't coming. It's here. This ain't a prophecy for later, family. This is happening now. In the streets, in the farms, in the courts, in your spirit. Keep your garments ready. The wine is flowing and the kingdom is already bleeding through the cracks. So let's see verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine and his teeth white with milk. This is a picture of royal health, richness, and rulership. This ain't no prophetic phrase. This is physical, visual proof of restoration. Let's break it down, huh? His eyes shall be red with wine. That's strength, wealth, and war readiness in the face. Red eyes don't mean drunkenness. It means intensity, passion, and divine focus. In scripture, red eyes from wine represent abundance, not addiction. This is the image of a man who's seen conquest, reward, and still standing with fire in his gaze. Proverbs 23, 29 and 30. Let's see what Solomon say. Who hath woe? Who hath sorrow? Who hath contentions? Who hath babbling? Who hath wounds without cause? Who hath redness of eyes? They that tarry long at the wine. They that go to seek mixed wine. But this ain't overindulgence, family. It's symbolic of how full and rich Judah's inheritance will be. Isaiah 49 and 26. Let's see. Let's see something. 49 and 26, yes. And I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh, and they shall be drunken with their own blood, as with sweet wine. And all flesh shall know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. You're starting to see it. Clear-eyed, truth-walking black men with intensity in their face. Not high, not broken, not confused, but filled with purpose, with law, with clarity. They look through Babylon. They don't blink at pressure. From Atlanta to Accra to South Africa, eyes red with revelation. His teeth white with milk. This is health, purity, abundance of nourishment. Milk in scripture represents sustenance, teaching, prosperity, and fertility. White teeth show righteous strength and health, meaning the tribe of Judah will be restored in body, word, and provision. Isaiah 7 and 22 echoes this. And it shall come to pass for the abundance of milk that they shall give he shall eat butter. For butter and honey shall every one eat that is left in the land. They'll eat well, speak well, teach well. No more cracked teeth from struggle. Just clean nourishment from Yah. So you see holistic healing among awakened Israelites is exploding. Herbal medicine, raw milk farms, sea moss, alkaline diets. Black men and women are learning how to heal their bodies and teach their children with clean food and clean doctrine. And it's happening without government aid, without mainstream medicine. They're getting teeth white again. Not just physically, but spiritually, family. So this is a prophecy of restoration to the body and the boldness of Judah. No more glazed over drug eyes. No more sickness, weakness, or confusion. No more spiritual malnourishment. Eyes now are sharp with vision, red with the fire of Yah. Teeth white with wisdom, milk, and pure teaching now. Bodies are strong. Communities healthy. Souls are rooted in truth. This isn't symbolic. This is physical. It's happening. If you see brothers around you looking sharper, speaking bolder, eating cleaner, you watching the fulfillment walking. Stay in the word. Stay in the law. And stay out of Babylon's poison. Eyes red, teeth white, mouth full of truth. Hallelujah. Come on now. I'm showing you this today. Verse 13, now we move to the next. Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea, and he shall be for a haven of ships, and his border shall be unto Zidon. This ain't a geography lesson. Boy, I'll be writing these notes fast. This is a prophecy about commerce, navigation, and strategic position. Zebulun isn't known by location. He's known by function. So let's connect it to today, huh? So Zebulun shall dwell at the haven of the sea. He will be positioned for trade, travel, strategic movement. A haven, family, is a harbor, a safe place for ships, meaning Zebulun's descendants, the spirit, would be stationed near an international flow. Not just physically, but spiritually positioned for connection and commerce. Let's see this in Deuteronomy 33 and 19. They shall call the people unto the mountain. There they shall offer sacrifices of righteousness, for they shall suck of the abundance of the seas and of treasures hid in the sand. This tribe is blessed with economic connection, global contact, and movement. Right now, we got awakened Israelites are rising up in coastal regions. South Africa, Brazil, Nigeria, Jamaica, Trinidad, even Panama, handling trade, shipping, imports, logistics, sea-based agriculture. They don't even know they're fulfilling Zebulon's prophecy, but their location and role lines up. You see Israelites running fisheries, export businesses, and even shipping black-owned goods internationally. This ain't random. That's Zebulon's footprint. Jacob continues, and he shall be for a haven of ships. He will facilitate the flow of nations and goods. Zebulon's role is gateway, meaning the tribe would serve as a point of entry and exit, transporting goods, knowledge, and connection. Not a frontline warrior, but a stabilizing channel. Look at Isaiah 60 and 9. Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from afar, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of the Lord thy God, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. That includes bringing Israelites home, restoring health, wealth, and moving information. From Israelites running African diaspora tours, to shipping black-made products across oceans, to building trade routes between the Americas and the continent, Zebulon's haven role is active even today. This ain't go away, family. We still doing it. You got brothers handling cargo, logistics out there, and sisters running customs-based boutiques tied to global trade. That's prophetic function over lost identity. They don't even know why they doing it, but they fulfilling prophecy. Waking up, baby. And his border shall be unto Zidon. His reach extends into nations with historic trade routes. Zidon was a powerful coastal city, family, known for ships, business, and crafts. For Zebulon's border to stretch that far means he will be linked to powerful economic hubs, either physically or through access. Psalm 107 and 23. Psalm 107, 23. They that go down to the sea in ships that do business in great waters. They see the works of the Lord and his wonders in the deep. So Zebulon's people, this spirit, will be right there in the mix, navigating the system while staying set apart. So you got black Israelite entrepreneurs today. They are entering foreign markets, negotiating deals, setting up drop shipping hubs, digital trade networks, and import-export alliances from Ghana to Brazil to the UK. That's Zebulon operating on the radar, not waving a tribal flag, but fulfilling tribal prophecy. This is what the Most High showing y'all. This is a blueprint, family. This whole chapter is a blueprint, again, of how these spirits are alive and well today. So this ain't about a flag or a chart, camps. This ain't about where you live. It's about what you do. This ain't accidental movement. This is ancestral calling. A prophetic blueprint for Zebulon's strategic sea-based function in the last days. Zebulon is a connector, the ship haven, the trade mover, the international gate, and he's alive and working right now. You may not know your tribe by blood, but prophecy will expose you by function. If you are facilitating the movement of goods, ideas, people of culture, you might be walking in Zebulon's shoes. Keep moving righteously, though. Yah is using your position to move the nation. Yah got a purpose for all these tribes, and we seeing them right now. So 14 to 15, now about Issachar. Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens. And he saw that rest was good in the land, that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute. This is the prophecy of Issachar. This ain't insult, it's identity. This ain't laziness, it's misused strength. This tribe got endurance, but they're carrying the wrong load, so let's break it down and tie it to now. So Issachar is a strong ass, right? Couching down between two burdens. What does that mean? Powerful worker, no direction. An ass or a donkey is a beast of burden, strong, steady, enduring. But this one is couching, meaning it's laying low, pressed down between responsibilities it didn't even choose. As I told y'all about today, earlier, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walk in as servants. Issachar is royal blood, but being used for labor. That couching is submission, not out of weakness, but from being mentally conditioned to carry what others refuse to lift. This is every black and Afro-descendant person breaking their back in labor-intensive industries, agriculture, construction, service jobs. Strong, skilled, but underpaid and overworked. You see it in the field workers in South and Central America, the factory workers in Mexico and Brazil, the domestic laborers in the U.S. and abroad. That's Issachar couching. It's all over, baby. This spirit all over. Heck, I'm working in the warehouse. I'm feeling that spirit right here. And he saw that rest was good in the land, that it was pleasant. They choosing peace over power. So Issachar sees the land is good. He knows its surroundings are fertile. But instead of rising up to own it, he chooses comfort over confrontation. He'd rather have peaceful survival than hard-fought rulership. As it says in Proverbs 1 and 32 about these type of people. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. This is a tragic trait right here, fam. Preferring to endure oppression just to keep a roof, food, or security. Not lazy, just tired of battle. But Yah didn't build your ass for ease. He built you to lead. You see this spirit in our people who know they're being exploited. But they say things like, at least I got a job. I'm just trying to keep the peace. Don't rock the boat. Farmers, maids, drivers, laborers, strong in body, but bowed in spirit. That's Issachar, seeing rest is good, but settling too low. I'm making it easy for y'all to understand. This 12 tribe chart bullshit that these camps, man, they don't know what the hell they talking about. Hopefully they listen to this and finally get a grasp of what the Most High was trying to get us to understand with this. This ain't about no specific people. This is a spirit that's alive and well today in our people worldwide. Jacob continues, and bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant under tribute. So willingly submitting to servitude just for the sake of stability. Instead of fighting the rule, Issachar uses his strength to support others' empires. Boy, let me tell you. He's paying tribute, meaning he's laboring under someone else's economy. What does Deuteronomy 28:48 say? Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shout Thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. He doesn't just get oppressed. He agrees to it for the sake of keeping the peace. And that's the tragedy. You see it in housekeepers working 12-hour shifts with no benefits, and delivery drivers clocking overtime while billionaires cash in Amazon, and brothers and sisters working the land but owning none of it. They're paying tribute with their backs, their time, and their lives, thinking it's honorable, not realizing they were built to inherit, not serve. That's the problem right there. So these verses expose Issachar's strength, struggle, and submission. Not weak, conditioned. Not lazy, burdened. Not forgotten, just mispositioned. Issachar is powerful, hardworking, but needs to break free from false peace and claim a portion. Come on, black man, black woman. If you see yourself in this, you might be walking in Issachar's shoes. Stop settling. You were never born to be a mule for Babylon. Yah gave you endurance for covenant, not capitalism. Strength for law, not low wages. So let's get into Dan here. 16 and 17. So Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path that biteth the horse heels, so that his rider shall fall backward. So this prophecy is strategic, family. Dan's power ain't loud. It's tactical. This tribe moved different. He don't rush the front line. He cripples systems from the side. So Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan still has authority, but from a judgment position. This verse confirms that Dan still holds a seat of judgment. Not like a ruler over all Israel, but as an instrument of internal accountability. He keeps things in check. Let's go see the Judges. 18, 26, 27. And the children of Dan went their way, and when Micah saw that they were too strong for him, he turned and went back unto his house. And they took the things which Micah had made, and the priests which he had, and came unto Laish, unto a people that were at quiet and secure. And they smote them with the edge of the sword, and burnt the city with fire. So Dan took over cities and established their own inheritance by force. Dan don't ask permission. He moves where others hesitate. The role is to uphold order, even if the methods are unconventional. You see Dan's spirit in the whistleblowers today. Investigative minds upon our people. Unorthodox enforcers. Black Israelite men and women who ain't afraid to call out wickedness inside the house with precision. Think those who judge the culture, judge injustice, judge compromise, but don't operate from the pulpits. They're in the shadows. Dan shall be a serpent, by the way, an adder in the path. Strikes in silence, brings systems down without being seen. This ain't wicked serpent energy, family. This is tactical warfare. A serpent moves low, waits patiently, and hits vital pressure points. Dan's role ain't brute force. It's stealth power. Think of him as an assassin. Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. That's Dan's style. Wisdom, subtlety, disruption. You see this in hackers exposing corrupted data. Legal strategists flipping cases. Grassroots Israelites working behind the scenes to dismantle oppressive policies. You see it out there in Africa, don't you? Them coups. Infiltrate corrupt education. Flip music industry traps or undercut abusive leadership. They don't seek praise. They strike pressure points and walk off the scene. This is that spirit you see amongst our people today. that biteth the horse heel, so that his rider shall fall backward, disrupting the enemy's momentum from the ground up. The horse and rider represent powerful institutions, but Dan hits at the heel. He targets foundations. He doesn't take down the rider directly. He makes the whole system collapse beneath him. This is what the Most High doing. Psalm 35:8. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Into that very destruction, let him fall. This is precise judgment. When Dan strikes, those on top fall backwards. That's justice from the ground level. Think these local lawsuits that expose national corruption, recordings that flip entire ministries, truth music that dismantles mega church narratives, or community strikes that stop billion-dollar developments. Dan don't need numbers. He needs a pressure point. He bites and the empire stumbles. So that's who the Most High using in this spirit. Whoever has this spirit of Dan, he using them to crumple this Babylonian system from the inside out. Putting them in strategic places and corporations to dismantle this place. Them covert Israelites, baby. Babylon won't know what happened to it. So this shows Dan as the stealth judge. Not the king, not the priest. The surgical disruptor. Not for glory, not for fame, not loud or mainstream. For judgment, for justice, for tearing down the proud with precision. So if you move strategic, expose lies, and shake systems without the mic or stage, you might be dead. So keep your strikes clean, hit the heel, and let the rider fall. So now Jacob pauses. Verse 18, I have waited for thy salvation, O Yah. This is the first interruption in Jacob's prophecy, right in the middle of judging the tribes. He stops to speak this. Why? Because even with power, wisdom, and strategy, our deliverance ain't in us. It's in Yah. So Jacob says, I have waited. Jacob is dying, family. He's laying out the future. And in the middle of his vision, he says, I've waited. Meaning this salvation is promised, but delayed. And he's endured through the pain of not seeing it yet. As it says in Lamentations 3:26, it is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. This is a message to black Israel out there. Even when you know who you are, even when you return to the law, this redemption, it requires waiting. You got brothers waking up, repenting, teaching, and still catching hell, still broke, still watching the wicked collapse, or the wicked prosper, that is. Still waiting for the judgment to drop. They're not failing. They're fulfilling prophecy. That waiting is part of the walk. Even those building farms, raising families, separating from Babylon, they're still waiting for Yah's hand to finish the work. So Jacob has waited for what? Thy salvation. Jacob didn't say, I waited for Moses, or I waited for the king, or I waited for numbers. He said, thy salvation, Yah's salvation. This is important because some trust strategy, some trust teaching, but only Yah can redeem a nation, as he told us in Isaiah 43:11. I, even I, am the Lord. I am Yah. And beside me there is no Savior. That kills all Messiah worship, church dependence, and camp idolization. We wait on Yah alone, not movements built on emotion or imitation. You got camps waiting on a leader, churches waiting on a rapture, Pan-Africans waiting on a bank. Nope. The real ones are waiting on Yah, building in the meantime, walking in law, but never thinking salvation is self-made. This verse is the reset button in the prophecy. Jacob knew what was coming, but he also knew none of it matters without Yah's intervention. Do you understand, family? So Jacob ends this line calling on the name Yah. Not a title, not a Greek concept. He calls the true Elohim directly. That's personal. That's intimate. Specific. Not no generic God talk. Joel 2:32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. This ain't about religion. This is about knowing who you're crying out to by name, by covenant, by identity. You see more brothers and sisters abandoning the generic Lord and God language. They're calling on Yah, praying to Yah, lifting Yah's name while Babylon trembles. That's the spirit of this verse, returning to the lips of the elect. So don't depend on strength. This is Jacob pausing prophecy to drop a warning in a weapon. Don't depend on leaders. Don't chase man-made solutions. Wait on Yah. Call on Yah. Know that salvation is divine, not man-made. So family, you might be building, preaching, farming, teaching. But if you ain't waiting on Yah, you wasting your energy. So wait in righteousness, wait in power, wait in covenant. Because when Yah moves, no one, I repeat, no one can stop it. So let's get back to the tribes. Hey, verse 19, Gad, a troop, shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. This prophecy is for you, Black Israel. Not no $5 Indians. Sorry, 12 tribes. Not no colonizer mixed tribes. This is about a black tribe of Israel that got hit hard, put in chains, but got the spirit to rise last and strike back. This is about war, survival, victory. So Gad, a troop, shall overcome him. This is that spirit. This is what happened to us. Military slavery, police occupation, systemic control. That troop ain't metaphor. It's real. Military raids, slave hunters, police patrol, federal agents. Gad's descendants were overrun, militarized, and stripped. That's not random. It's prophetic warfare. Look what Deuteronomy 28:50 say to make this prophecy come true. Deuteronomy 28:50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. Think black men in housing projects surrounded by tanks during the 60s. Think COINTELPRO destroying community leaders. Think the National Guard rolling into black neighborhoods during uprisings. Think militarized police kicking in doors, killing brothers in their houses. That's the troop, and they overcame us for a time. But what happens? He shall overcome at the last. Yah saved the fighters for the end. This ain't a sad story. This is a comeback prophecy, family. This is what we finna go through. This is what finna happen with us. The same brothers who got jumped, hunted, and imprisoned are the same ones Yah is raising up to judge, to bring truth and structure. Gad don't rise emotional. He rises tactical. Remember, this is a spirit family. It's talking about all of us. All the 12 tribes in one. But the Most High is using specific things inside of the tribes. Personalities, if you want to call it. Models that we follow. So check out Isaiah 41:15 and see this comeback here, huh? How the Most High gonna make us. 41:15. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff. Those are nations, family. Those are nations. It's gonna happen. The Most High sharpening us up right now, ain't he? Jeremiah 51:10. What is he gonna do when he sharpens us up? Jeremiah 51:20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nation. Those hills you saw. And with thee will I destroy kingdoms. Those mountains and hills. You see ex-gang members now throwing off street names and walking in the law. You see brothers from prison camps now teaching Torah on corners. You see war-minded men who used to run blocks now running food co-ops, raising righteous sons and training to protect their communities. That's Gad rising, quiet, strong, and with nothing to lose. So this is a prophecy of the black warrior class in Israel, hunted early but lethal in the end. Not native, not mixed race, not spiritualized nonsense 12 tribe camps. No, sir. Black Israelite fighters, born in captivity, rising for righteous war. If you were militarized, policed, profiled, and now feel that fire to protect your people, restore order, and build in righteousness, you might be Gad. Walking in that Gad spirit. You're not broken. You were being hardened. The troop had its season. That's this Babylonian system. But now it's your turn to overcome. This is going to happen, fam. This is what we're leading up to. So verse 20 here. Out of Asher, his bread shall be fat, and he shall yield royal dainties. Asher ain't just about food, family. This is a prophecy about luxury, quality, royal provision. He ain't just a cook. He's a provider of the finest. And it's happening right now. Bread represents provision. Fat bread, that means rich, satisfying, surplus level provision. Asher's descendants are blessed with the ability to produce not just food, but full tables, both physically and economically. Deuteronomy 33:24. And of Asher, he said, let Asher be blessed with children. Let him be acceptable to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil. Oil equals wealth, family. Asher walks in abundance by design. You see this in black Israelite-owned restaurants, wellness shops, herbal tea brewers, oil makers, and holistic food farms, especially those pushing quality over quantity. They're not just surviving, they're building black wealth through nourishment and refinement. From health businesses to luxury clothing brands, Asher's spirit moves in quality provision. It's popping up all over, family. You just got to look for them. They're around. But y'all got heathen on the brain. All y'all care about Nike. Because that's all y'all know. Many brothers out there making their own shoes now. You got to go look. And he shall yield royal dainties. Provided for kings, not commoners here. Royal dainties mean delicacies, elite goods, high-end offerings. Asher's gift isn't just to make something edible. It's to produce what royalty desires. That's elite craftsmanship and divine flavor. How do we see this? Look what Solomon say here. This is exactly what I'm talking about here. Proverbs 22:29. It says, seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. Asher don't serve crumbs. He feeds kings. This is brothers and sisters in black Israel producing organic skincare, luxury oils, custom garments, high-end furniture, fine arts, wine, premium food and supplements. Products that carry class, heritage, and richness. You see them shipping overseas, getting featured in magazines, or running boutique shops that hold the line on purity. That's Asher yielding royal dainties, family. Not for trends, but for legacy. They out there. They out there, family. So Genesis 49:20 is about the tribe of Asher feeding the nation, not just physically, but economically and spiritually through rich and royal provision. Not fast food, not knockoffs, not survival crumbs, high-end goods, sustainable blessings, provisions for kings and queens in Israel. So if you're called to build quality, nourish the body, create luxury without selling out, you might have that Asher spirit. Keep producing. Keep refining. The remnant needs what you carry. All praises and great glory. You see how the Most High, it's a well-oiled machine within the tribes, family. Every tribe got a purpose. Everybody got a purpose. And that purpose is to build up Israel until Yah get back and put us back in the land. But that's why we are supposed to sustain each other, family. Prefer one another. We don't need nobody. We don't need these other nations, family. All we need is each other. Because we all got gifts like these that I'm telling you about. Special purposes. Whatever your gift is, lean into it. Praise the Most High for it. Let him bless it. So it can grow and be abundant. So verse 21 here, Naphtali now. Naphtali is a hind let loose. He giveth goodly words. Naphtali isn't wild. He's free. This ain't a verse about animal nature, family. It's about spiritual fluidity, creative expression, and liberated movement. Naphtali ain't loud. He lyrical. So a hind, family, is a deer. Agile, graceful, fast, unchained, unrestricted, built for swift impact. But this ain't just any hind. It's let loose, meaning it's no longer confined. Naphtali represents freedom of movement, both physically and spiritually. As we see in Habakkuk 3:19. It says, the Lord God is my strength, and he will make my feet like hinds' feet, and he will make me to walk upon mine high places. To the chief singer on my string instruments. 2 Samuel 22:34. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. That's prophetic mobility, family. Elevation, escaping traps, moving with grace and precision. You see it in brothers and sisters who move across disciplines. Music, dance, spoken word, athletics, business, teaching, all with fluid ease. Naphtali's spirit don't stay boxed in. He moves through industries, cities, and conversations like wind. You'll find Naphtali in truth music, conscious poetry, healing arts, and even urban evangelism, quick-footed and hard to contain. He giveth goodly words, smooth speech, family, comfort, rhythm, spiritual articulation. This is a tribe with the gift of expression, not just speaking well, but uplifting, guiding, bringing beauty to the truth. His words hit soft and hard at the same time. He don't preach like Judah. He paints truth. Proverbs 25:11. Check this. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in pictures of silver. But Naphtali's mouth ain't foolish. It's crafted. The Most High gave him lyrical finesse. This is the brother dropping bars that convict and uplift. The sister teaching with clarity, poetry, and power. These are the Israelites behind truth music, visual art with scriptural depth, spoken word that heals, and language that unlocks minds. They don't shout. They strike deep with beauty and balance. That's Naphtali's gift. Not wild, not undisciplined, not silent, creative, liberated, carrying words that heal, wake, and build. So if you move different, speak with fire but smoothness, carry art and truth in the same vessel, you might have that Naphtali spirit. Keep moving. Keep speaking. Your gift wasn't made for Babylon. It was made to free the remnant. Next up is Joseph, 22 to 24. Joseph is a fruitful bough, even a fruitful bough by a well, whose branches run over the wall. The archers have sorely grieved him and shot at him and hated him. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty Elohim of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel. This is Joseph, the most hated, the most blessed, the most targeted, and still standing. This prophecy is for the brothers and sisters who produce under pressure and don't break under fire. So Joseph is a fruitful bough, right? Even a fruitful bough by a well, meaning he produces under pressure and he never lacks source. A bough, family, is a tree branch, strong, stable, but this one is planted by a well, meaning it never runs dry. Joseph is fruitful because he stays rooted in source, not circumstance. Look what the Psalms say about this. Psalm 1 and 3 perfectly mirrors this verse. Psalm 1 and 3. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth fruit forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Black Israelites out there walking in Joseph's spirit are building families, businesses, communities, and ministries with almost nothing. They're rejected, slandered, blacklisted, but still producing. That's fruit by a well. You see them with limited resources, but still feeding others, physically and spiritually. That's Joseph family in motion, whose branches run over the well. He can't be contained. His impact breaks limits. Joseph's influence spreads beyond barriers. Walls represent limitations, family, borders, oppression, rules set by others. Joseph breaks those. As he said back in Genesis 41 and 52. In the name of the second called he Ephraim, for God hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction. This is truth teachers getting banned from platforms, but their videos still go viral. Musicians dropping Israelite messages and charting. Black families restoring land, schools, and structure without mainstream help. They ain't supposed to succeed, but their branches climb over systems. That's Joseph overcoming containment, family. These archers have sorely grieved him, shot at him, and hated him. Constant targeting from within and without. Joseph got envied by his brothers, remember that. Sold out, lied on, and locked up. Same today. The more you rise, the more the arrows fly. But Joseph survives them all. Go back to the Psalms. Psalm 64. 3 and 4. And it says, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him, and fear not. It says black Israelite men and women walking in Joseph's mantle are getting hit by family betrayal, false accusations, censorship, legal oppression, and jealousy from their own people. But they stay focused. They stay fruitful. They stay faithful. They get shot at, but don't stop growing. But guess what? His bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty Elohim of Jacob. He didn't break, family. He got stronger because Yah strengthened him. The enemy thought he'd fall. Instead, he leveled up. Yah didn't just protect him. He strengthened his hands for battle. Look at it again, back to the Psalms. Psalm 18 and 34. Man, all over the Psalms today, all praises. Yes, sir. He teacheth my hands to war. That's Yah. So that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. This is the brother who came out of prison and now teaches law. The sister who survived abuse and now uplifts others. The entrepreneur who lost it all and built back better in truth. The remnant walking in scars but swinging harder because Yah reinforced them. That's Joseph, not just surviving but striking back righteously. So this is the profile of a black Israelite who's gifted, targeted, and divinely protected. Hated by his own, attacked by outsiders, supposed to be crushed, but still fruitful, still spreading, still standing because Yah holds him up. So if you've been shot at, slandered, betrayed, but you keep bearing fruit, you got that Joseph spirit. So you keep producing, keep climbing. Your enemies can't stop what Yah has rooted. We keep it going, 25-26. Even by the God of thy father, who shall help thee? And by the Almighty, who shall bless thee with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that lieth under, blessings of the breasts and of the womb, that the blessings of thy father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors. They shall, oh my goodness gracious. Boy, y'all seeing all these blessings? Unto the outmost bound of the everlasting hills. They shall be on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of the head of him that was separate from his brethren. Joseph ain't just blessed, family. He's drenched. He's the most targeted because he's the most endowed. These verses aren't fluff. They are divine transfer of royalty, legacy, and reward for suffering. Let's see. So even by the God of thy father, who shall help thee? Yah himself is Joseph's backup. This ain't about community. This ain't about allies. Yah steps in personally to assist Joseph because the weight he carries is too heavy for flesh to hold. That's why Yah told you in Isaiah 41. In verse 10, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. You see this in brothers and sisters who should have folded, homeless, isolated, broke, exiled, but somehow kept pushing, kept building, kept waking others up. Doors open without reason. Enemies fall without retaliation. That's not luck. That's Yah helping Joseph. And by the Almighty, who shall bless thee with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep. Joseph ain't just getting rain from above. He's getting deep blessings, spiritual depth, generational healing, divine insight, material increase. It's not surface favor, family. It's total saturation. Deuteronomy 33:13. Look at this. And of Joseph he said, blessed of the Lord be his land, for the precious things of heaven, for the dew, and for the deep that coucheth beneath. You see Israelites with Joseph's spirit gaining land, wisdom, peace, protection, and revelation. They raising children in the truth, teaching nations, healing minds. It's not just about money. It's legacy. It's clarity, authority, and deep favor that can't be faked. Blessings of the breast and of the womb. So Joseph's line isn't just blessed personally. His fruit multiplies. The Most High promised not just survival, but an explosion of increase. Joseph's seed is raising righteous family, not just having kids, but multiplying truth. Establishing home schools, teaching Torah from toddlerhood, passing down heritage without compromise. Black Israelite families walking in covenant. That's the womb and breast blessing flowing. Right there, family. That's that spirit of Joseph. The blessings of thy father have prevailed. So Jacob is saying his blessings on Joseph is greater than what was passed down before. Why? Because Joseph earned it through suffering. This is reward after rejection. This was going to happen with us black folk. Did we not? Are we not rejected? We going to get these Joseph blessings, baby. Romans 8:18. Look what Paul say. 8:18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be received in us. You see these former outcasts becoming leaders in the black community. Rejected brothers becoming pillars. Those who got thrown away by church camps and kin now carrying more insight and more anointing than the ones who had status. Joseph is getting crowned because he endured betrayal with obedience. Look at me, atheist. My whole life have been elevated past people who've been in the truth for decades. Still on their milk. This is what it is, family. Jacob finishes. They shall be on the head of Joseph and on the crown of him that was separate from his brethren. His separation became his crowning. Joseph was cut off, lied on, sold out. But that separation was necessary for elevation. Yah didn't just bless him. He made him the example. Look at Psalm 118 and 22. The stone which the builders refused has become the headstone of the corner. You see this in brothers cast out from camps for speaking truth. Sisters exiled for standing on the law. Teachers banned for not bending. But now they're crowned. Not with titles, but with fruit, honor, and clarity. And as a whole family, our separation, us being scattered to the four corners of the earth, being told to be set apart by the Most High Yah, that's going to become our crowning. So this is the prophecy of Joseph's double portion, earned through pain, sealed with purpose. Not spoiled blessings, not community validation, not groupthink. Divine help, overflow in family, wisdom in health, crowned for staying faithful in the fire. If you've been separated, shot at, stripped down, and still standing with fruit in your hand, you got that Joseph spirit. You keep walking. Your crown ain't coming from men. It's being dropped from heaven. You didn't fit in because you were never made to blend. You were made to rule Israel. Now we on to Benjamin. Verse 27. Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey. And at night he shall divide the spoil. This is the prophecy of Benjamin. He ain't soft. He ain't quiet. This ain't no background tribe. Benjamin moves like a hunter. Precision, aggression, and loyalty. So let's break it down and see how it moves today. So Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. A military spirit. Pack mentality. Fearless execution. A raven is a violent tear. A wolf don't bark. It moves strategic. Hunts in packs and tears the prey to pieces. Benjamin ain't just about survival. He's born to strike. Jeremiah 5 and 6. Look at this. Wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evenings shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over their cities. Everyone that goeth out thence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, and their backslidings are increased. Psalm 149, one of my favorite chapters. 6 and 7. Let the high praises of God be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people. Benjamin has a built-in war instinct, but it can't be carnal. It's not carnal. When awakened, it's channeled through truth, loyalty, and spiritual discernment. You see Benjamin and black men with a warrior's edge, those who defend their people, cut through lies, and roll in tight crews of like-minded brothers. The ones in the street who wake up and suddenly turn that same intensity toward righteousness. Truth tellers who cut sharp, strike fast, and move as a unit. That's Benjamin's nature. In the morning he shall devour the prey. Morning devour means Benjamin don't wait, family. He not passive. He sees a target and acts. That's leadership under fire. Judges 5 and 14. Out of Ephraim was there a root of them against Amalek after thee. Benjamin among thy people. Out of Machir came down governors, and out of Zebulun they that handled the pen of the writer. They weren't backseat riders, family. They were front line strategists. You see Benjamin types starting street level ministries before the churches wake up. Confronting wickedness in real time, showing up at protests with law in their mouths, not emotions. They the ones cutting through nonsense early while others still playing religious games. That's Benjamin devouring early, family, making the first move in battle. And at night, he should divide the spoil. So sharing victory with the righteous after the fight's done. At night, when the battle's over, Benjamin don't hoard. He divides the reward. This shows loyalty and honor. He don't fight just for himself. He fights for the pack. As it says in 1 Samuel 9:21. And Saul answered and said, Am not I a Benjamite, of the smallest of the tribes of Israel? And my family the least of all the families of the tribe of Israel. Wherefore then speakest thou so to me? Least of the tribes, but Yah raised them. Benjamin knows humility, but still delivers strength. Look at Paul. Paul's a Benjamite. Look what he do. You see Benjamin waking up, then using a platform, resources, and wisdom to build others. Brothers who got money and teach others. Sisters who survive trauma and then go back to heal others. They don't just escape, they bring others with them. That's dividing the spoil. Kind of sound like Harriet Tubman, don't it? So this verse shows Benjamin as the tactical warrior in Black Israel. Aggressive, loyal, and built for battle. Not emotional, not passive, not isolated, but precise, strategic, built to tear down lies and raise up truth. So if you move militant, strike early, build your people, and don't tolerate compromise, you might have that Benjamin spirit. You weren't made for weakness. You weren't made for that. You were made for warfare and truth, and to make sure nobody leaves the battlefield empty-handed. So let's finish it up. Genesis 49:28-33. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is it that their father spake unto them, and blessed them every one according to his blessing. He blessed them, and he charged them, and said unto them, I am to be gathered unto my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ephron the Hittite, in the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, which is before Mamre, in the land of Canaan, which Abraham bought with the field of Ephron the Hittite, for a possession of a burying place. There they buried Abraham, and Sarah his wife. There they buried Isaac, and Rebekah his wife. And there I buried Leah. The purchase of the field and of the cave that is therein was from the children of Heth. And when Jacob had made an end of commanding his sons, he gathered up his feet into the bed, and yielded up the ghost, and was gathered unto his people. So Jacob all said, all these are the 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob then prophesied to strangers' family. He named every tribe, gave them their future, and locked in their identity before any captivity ever happened. As it says in Isaiah 44:1, Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Even though we've been scattered, renamed, mislabeled, and lied to, Yah still knows the 12. Not the chart, not the guesses, but the real bloodline, the real traits, and the real destiny. You feel it when you hear the words. You see it when you look around. You are one of the 12. He says, and this is that. Their father spake unto them and blessed them. These weren't generic prayers. They were targeted blessings. Every tribe got a blueprint, a warning, a promise. As it says in Proverbs 19:21 with Solomon, there are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of Yah, that shall stand. You're seeing these blessings come alive now. Judah waking up first. Levi stepping in the teaching. Joseph producing under pressure. Gad rising from oppression. Naphtali moving in expression. It's not just coincidence, family. It's prophecy resurfacing. That's why so many feel out of place in this world. Because your name was written in the prophecy before you was even born. Everyone, according to his blessing, he blessed them. Not all Israel has the same role as I told y'all earlier. Jacob didn't bless them all the same because they weren't built the same. Each tribe was given a portion. They struggle in their strength. As Paul says in Romans 12:4. For as we have members in one body, and all members have not the same office. Some of us are lions. Some are scribes. Some are warriors. Some are builders. Some are judges. Don't chase another tribe's anointing. Lock into your blessing. If you're constantly shifting, it's because you don't know your prophecy yet. But Jacob laid it out. It's here, and it's yours to walk in. And when Jacob had made an end of commanding his sons, Jacob wasn't making conversation, family. He was issuing final orders to the chosen seed before leaving the earth. This was not a goodbye. It was a passing of power. As it says in Deuteronomy 33:4. Moses commanded us a law, even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob. When elders in black Israel awaken, they don't just pass down knowledge. They charge the next generation. That's what they're supposed to. You're being called to carry your tribe's weight. That's not optional. That's legacy. This is why your soul gets restless when you waste time, because you were born under command. And then Jacob, he yielded up the spirit and was gathered unto his people. Jacob rested, but the prophecy didn't. So Jacob's death didn't end the vision. It activated it. He died in the flesh, but he spoke into the last days where you now stand, Israelites of 2025. Hebrews 11:13 says this. Hebrews 11:13. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. You are the answer to Jacob's final breath. You are the generation he saw coming. The tribes he prophesied would rise again. You walk with prophecy in your veins. The 12 weren't just his sons. They are your identity. This isn't about being religious. This isn't about ancestry tests. This isn't about fame or visibility. This is about tribal identity, family. Prophetic function. And end-time responsibility. You are the closing chapter of this prophecy. Jacob spoke to his sons, but Yah preserved it for his remnant. Walk in it. Carry it. Fulfill it. This ain't just history. It's a call to war, restoration, and rulership. The prophecy is in motion, and you are in the script. So back Israelites, this chapter isn't just history. It's our blueprint, our assignment, our warning. Genesis 49 wasn't Jacob's deathbed farewell. It was Yah's military briefing for the sons of Zion before the storm hit. He looked every son in the face and told them exactly what spirit would follow their lineage, what strength, what flaw, what fight, and what reward. This ain't poetry. This ain't metaphor. This is coded warfare instructions for the 12 tribes of black Israel, scattered by ships, hidden by lies, but rising through prophecy. Every tribe has a role. Judah leads the charge, lawful, fearless, kingly. Levi teaches and restores righteousness. Joseph thrives under pressure, feeds the people. Naphtali moves with creative fire, speaks healing. Gad was hit early, but rises last in strength. Issachar must shake off servitude and walk in purpose. Zebulun connects trade, builds international flow. Benjamin strikes with precision and shares the victory. Asher brings richness, wellness, and refined provision. Dan judges from the shadows, cuts low and hits hard. Simeon and Levi got checked for wrath, but still have use. Reuben lost his crown. Let that be a warning. And in the middle of it all, Jacob cries out, I have waited for thy salvation, O Yah. Even he knew if Yah don't deliver us, we finished. That's the humility we need now, black people. Genesis 49 ain't done. It's breathing, it's speaking, and it's pointing at you. It's time to stop playing. Stop imitating. Stop blending. Find your tribe. Find your function. Find your fire. The remnant is moving. The war is spiritual. And the kingdom is near. Jacob spoke. Now it's your turn to move. Tribe by tribe. Line by line. Bloodline to rulership. You are the proof the prophecy lives. Walk like it. And with that, I end my lesson. All praises and great glory to the Most High Yah for this great word I was able to put on your ears today. I hope you guys were spiritually edified. I will be putting up a 7th-day lesson as well. So keep on the lookout for that. Tomorrow, first fruit lesson as well. All praises and great glory for this holy weekend. May you guys enjoy the rest of the last day of your unleavened bread. May you enjoy first fruits tomorrow. Have fun. Praise Most High. Strengthen your relationship with Him. You guys enjoy the rest of your week. I pray the Most High keeps you, preserves you, and strengthens you. Until the next time, Genesis 50, next Sabbath, Yah willing. Shalom.